Another day, some additional enthusiasm. So I was having to think about this, and I've taken the board out again. Taken this is the CPU carrier on here as well. So and the RAM upgrade would be to replace these 4 chips. I'm not going to do that at the moment. Did find that there's a little lithium battery that was dead on here, so I've had to order a new one. It's a strange shape. It's a CR1220. I've got lots of lithium batteries, but not one that is that diameter. They're all bigger. So that will come tomorrow. So I can't quite finish this today, but I thought I'd have a look again at the USB, and it looks like this is a USB 3 sort of switch and mux here. And I'm also slightly suspicious about this. So there's a little protection diode on there. They're really tiny, and they're on all of the I/O. It's kind of common thing to do as an ESD protection. They might be a Transorb or something like that. They're only a 3-pin, so they're probably some kind of clamp reverse breakdown diode, probably to stop the if you rub your feet on the carpet or otherwise charge yourself statically, then and you touch the pin, then rather than blowing up the mux or whatever silicon's next in line, it should offer some protection. I was just measuring the effective resistance between those. It's basically the differential pair. The USB here is a differential pair, and there's a couple of other differential pairs if it's in USB 3 mode, but I can't get it to pick up in USB 2 or USB 3. But it needs USB 2 to work in order for the USB 3 to come online. So I'm suspecting that might be dead, that little diode, particularly since we had the broken socket and the pins nearly touching. It wouldn't be impossible for somebody jamming a connector in there and bending pins with a bit of plastic missing to short the 5-volt rail to one of those diodes, and it may well take the diode out. So I'm measuring like 7K across one of the pins and then mega ohms to the other, and I was expecting pretty high resistance generally. So what I might do, I might just blow that little protection, that diode off quickly, and just see if the USB comes back to life, then being careful not to create an ESD event. And I have an ESD mat here. This green thing is ESD mat that is earthed. So we should be okay. And if we plug things in before we switch them on, and then see if the USB comes to life, and if it does, then we replace that with either with the same part if we can get it. It's so tiny I can't even read that there is a mark on it, but it's absolutely such a teeny weeny part. So I'm going to have to hot air that off. I haven't got my good hot air gun out there. It's packed away because it's a bit bulky. I do have this one. So I'll just peel the EMC pad off. Yeah, right. So let's go. About 400. A fair bit of flow, not too much. Oh, and it's not plugged in. Oh, bloody hell. Right. I need to find my AC cable, pinched my AC cable from that at some point. Desk. Now we have to hold on to this because the air coming out of here would. Can you see it? Maybe you can't. Try and move it in a bit. The hot air be enough to blast that little part across the desk. There we go, it's off. I'll just clean that up with the iron. I should take my finger splint off, it's been a bit of a nuisance. Coming to the end of having to wear this, I hope. I managed to cut the extensor tendon with a rather sharp Leatherman, trying to get into... I cut the front off of an LED light bulb, which was really stupid. Don't do that. Should have put it in the clamp. Cut wasn't that bad, but just nicked the tendon. It's having trouble growing straight again. That's getting there. Sort of goes straight now. Not quite as straight as the other one, maybe. Okay, let's just clean that up. Make sure we don't have a short anywhere. Good. Now I'll find out if that was completely a waste of time. I'll measure the resistance again. Okay, yeah, we're back up to mega ohms. So I was highly suspect, that little part, because I was measuring about 7k. Across one of the pins to the ground pin the other side. So I reckon that's probably it, and that will probably fix the USB. Now I could try and either put a new one on, or these might be the same on this this network connector that I'm almost certainly never going to use. So I could pinch it off of there for now. That's quite a good idea, isn't it? And we'd at least have some ESD protection on there. They look the same part. And if I measure resistance there across the pins on one side, we've got 7 mega ohms. 7 mega ohms. So I think that's that is quite likely. So I might just blast one of those back on there. Let's just tin the pads with some leaded solder and a bit of flux, and then it's going to be a slightly delicate operation. Really don't want this to go flying across the board. So that's that one removed. I'll get off the end. Stuck on the end of the tweezers. flux or something that's stuck it on. Oh, that's tiddly-winked over. It's so tiny. Sorry, my head's probably in the way. I need to be super close so I can't see it. Let's wire out the way. Tweezers are in. Ah! It was on and now it's off. And now it's gone. Darn it. Lost that bit now, I think. It's blown across the. Well, that was a cock up. It was nearly on there, and then I held it on a bit too long. And now the part is gone. There's the old one. If I've got anything that'll do the job. See it now. Too bloody tiny, that thing. I mean, it's less than a millimetre across, and with 3 legs, and they're very flat. I could have a bit of a tidy up and see if it turns up. No. Well, could go for another one off the Ethernet. See if we can pull another one off. I really like to be the other way round with my right hand and the left hand doing that. Possibly hand solder that. Lost that one now. Where's that gone? Oh, there it is. It's so tiny. Oh, I thought that was on, and now I've turned the board around and it's fallen off. Oh bloody hell. What the hell? Where's that gone? Oh, there it is over there. That guy over there. Honestly, if you breathe on these things, they fly across the desk. Little one pins on. Let's blob a bit of flux on. Stuck. End of the flux that gets jammed on. I don't use it that often, this pen. No, it wasn't really on. It's just come off again. Get a bit of solder on there. Fine solder. That's the big solder. Got another realist somewhere, but I'll do it. Kind of on there. If I can stop it pinging off and put a bit of hot air. Let's turn the flow down a bit. No, skittering around. Let's turn the flow right down. Still blowing it around, it's so light. Unbelievably light. Really, really hard thing to replace that. Might be on there. Might have been on there. Right, I think that might actually have gone on. Clean the flux off and have a closer inspection. Sorry, I might have been off camera then. Pretty good at this videoing. I think that is on actually. Quite good. Need to get 2 more of those if I can for the Ethernet and put them on at some point. spare ones unused anywhere? No. Where else they used? Only used on the other USB. The USB outputs are used on here, set along the back there. Well, anyway, maybe that's worked. I'm going to put this back together and see if that's done it. So let's rebuild this chap. Freshen the paste. Got a copper slug under here. Nice little hole milled in. Somebody forgot about the height of that cap. Like, oh no, what are we going to do? Oh, let's put a hole in the heatsink. Oh look, and to put that replace that battery, am I going to have to take the heatsink off again? That's a nuisance. So we've still got a bit of work to do on this, even if this works now. So earlier we fixed the distortion problem temporarily, and I've ordered a replacement linear reg, but it's going to take a month to arrive, probably from China, so I didn't have to pay shipping from DigiKey. I haven't got a big order at the moment. I think the order's over 30 quid. Shipping's free, but I don't have anything else I needed at the moment. And it's sort of working alright, it's just a bit noisy. Probably, and I haven't actually noticed any noise. And that's obviously, the glue's going to wear out on that pretty quick, because I keep sticking that on and off. Tidy up a little bit. Right, is that tight enough down? Not a lot of, oh, I suppose, is there a bit of spring from the, normally with a heatsink you need a little bit of give. There's not a lot in there to give, is there? I mean, no mechanics, perhaps just the spring from the board being slightly flexy in the socket there. Not sure I like that. So, what do we do first? Do the flexies. In. It's been a bit tricky. Yeah, so it's a spare USB hub on here, which is quite interesting. I wonder if there's a use that could be put to. I'm quite interested to look at this debug port as well and see if we could get UART. I bet there's a UART on there, because this is running some version of Linux. And I bet we can get to probably BusyBox or build root or something like that. maybe we can do naughty things like overclock it if we can get to that boot parameters. Now this one's a bit tricky. I'll go over there. Isn't it? That's the SATA power. Is that everything? Everybody home? Oh, this one. Don't forget the super caps. Now, I didn't get a battery low message, but when I measured that lithium battery, oh, I've forgotten the Wi-Fi. Since I'm not using the Ethernet, Wi-Fi probably important. Oh, and the SATA, actual SATA connector. Reseat that. Oh no, I've forgotten that. I've forgotten this shield. Oh darn it. Oh well, that's just for EMC. We'll put that back on when we do the next, when we get it out the next time. We've got to replace the battery. So it's been a lot more work than I thought. I thought this might be an easy fix. But it's been a bit of a so-and-so, isn't it? Oh, save a few quid, 3 hours of work. That's been fun. I probably wouldn't have bought one full price, that's the reality, because I just wanted to try out the workflow really. And I'm not sure if I'm going to like it. I'm waiting for, there's supposed to be some new firmware dropping at towards the end of May for this, that's supposed to unify a bit the MPC and the Force workflows, which might be fun. Okay, fingers crossed that this now works in controller mode. Let's just do USB 2 for now. I need to start the MPC software on here. Okay, MPC is running now. I need to remember how to put this into controller mode. Oh, good. Button's not working. Alright, cock something up. Right, not quite there yet. Some of these buttons aren't working. Now what have I done wrong? I plugged the USB panel into the wrong port. Okay. Oh wow, that's what the super caps are for. Interesting. Okay, done something wrong. It happens. Let's have another look. Forgotten a connector somewhere. You're watching at home. Did you see which one I forgot? Oh, that one's come out. There we go. Dope. A lot of this stuff is connected via USB, so I guess that's why. Leave a connector out and a whole large chunk of functionality is missing. I think that maybe goes through that gap. Keep it out of the way of the processor. Maybe not. Doesn't really fit, does it? Don't really want it touching on the heatsink if possible. Oh dear. All thumbs today. Just hope that Transorb, whatever we've replaced, did its job and protected the thing that was downstream. Okay, that was a bit more hopeful. We're going to get lights here. So, how do I put this into control mode? No. Is it that? Computer mode, there we go. No, still not seeing it. Oh, how annoying. God. Pretty sure that was it. Rats. Try a more direct USB connection, perhaps. Need a USB-C. Oh, there we go. That'll a lead there. Ah, oh, something's happened. It just asked me if I wanted to connect it. But then it's not working in the controller. It's not working as a controller. So do you want to connect the Akai Force hub? So it was looking like something was happening. Oh, it can see. So, all right, I can see the force now, which we couldn't before. I'm looking on parallels, and I can see that there's a device there that I could map to. Let's try Windows MPC, and we'll connect it. Maybe it's got to be USB 3. Well, it's definite progress because it sees it there. So the USB, we fixed couldn't see it on the USB bus. And quite a lot has to actually be working properly for that to come anywhere near working. So this might now be in the realm of a setting on the Mac. Try a different Mac. The one I want to try is under that one. Could try this USB 3 cable. I don't know, I think maybe the USB-C. Let's try this. I think it should work in USB 2 mode. Maybe there's something else not getting seen. Well, progress, but not there yet. That's a shame. So what if I shut this down now? Let's just try this USB 3 cable in case there's some requirement that it has to be USB 3 now. Where's the other end of that? Up there. That doesn't seem to work at all. Oh, it is still connected there. Parallels wants access to force. So I still see the force hub. Like running the ARM edition here. I don't know if the MPC driver works on Windows 11 ARM edition. I could try next. I'll try rebooting. No, well, it's definite progress because it does connect. I can see the Force hub. I suppose there's not just a mass storage thing or something. I didn't try the SD card recently. I was expecting this to work in like a controller, but maybe it doesn't. Oh yeah, it's working. That's weird because I can see the SD card. But I was expecting this to connect to the MPC software, but maybe it just doesn't. So maybe that's all we can do. It's supposed to work as an Ableton controller though, isn't it? How does that work? I think I've got Ableton on here. Alright, I'm going to have to stop the vid because I think I need this. Oh, unless I connect it on here. Let's try Ableton on here. Yeah, I've got Ableton. Some version on here. Yeah, well, I think that's fixed. I think the USB is fixed. And we've got some other issues that are. Well, my expectation is wrong. So can we see that? Yeah, so we can see the. Yeah, so I definitely can read the SD card. How does this work as an Ableton controller? Maybe I need to be in standalone mode. What I didn't check is if there's an audio device. It's in standalone, yeah, whoops, didn't eject it properly. Was it that button? Does it appear as an audio? Yeah, Force Audio, okay. So, I've got the audio I/O. We've got SD card. Why is the remote control not working? Just going to try a different cable. USB-C to USB 2 cable. What was weird is that I did need to install a driver for the Key 37 and the other Akai devices, but this, well, when I ran the MPC installer I didn't see a driver to install. I don't know, how strange, MIDI controllers. Alright, well, I think the hardware, at least that aspect of it, is fixed. I'll see if I can find a replacement part for those diodes. You can certainly put some big ones on. They needn't be quite so tiny because they're only across the pins and to ground of the I/O, and those are all through-hole connectors. So I'm sure we can find some way to put protection on there. Okay, well that'll do for now then. I'm going to shut this video down. So that was a success, I think. Got the USB working. Got the analog, got the voltage reg on order. Got a 100 ohm resistor in there in the meantime, which was only bridging out the sort of low noise regulator. There's still a pre-regulator in there. And yeah, got a battery on order. So, nearly there restoring this Akai Force. Okay, until next time, cheerio.